fuck. So what's going on, y'all? It's Trey, creator of this channel. Welcome to my story time, where I talk about my life stories, the crazy shit I've done over the years. And today's story, tonight's story, is the New Year's Eve hotel sleepover. I've avoided telling this story for about 7 months. I said I was going to be doing something new to this channel, so like and subscribe, I guess. Become a member of the channel. So, normally I would tell you guys in the beginning that these stories are 100% real, and they are, especially this one. And normally, the only thing I will be making up are the names. Well, for this story, because this particular story involves 4 people, me included, especially what happened on this very night, well, at least that night back then. It involves 4 people, me included. It involves me, Kim Yona, remember her, and a couple that we stayed in the same hotel room with. For this couple, I'm not going to be making up any names for them. So here are their real names. Their names are Louis and Linda. I am 100% confident that they are not looking at this video, so I have no problem telling their real names when this video comes out on YouTube, especially Louis's name. Linda is cool. Louis. Anyway, so with that all being said, oh wait, before I even begin, this is a little side note. This happened 4 months after I lost my virginity to Kim Yona, which you will know about in the last story time that I told you guys about when I lost my virginity to Kim Yona. If you have not seen that, go ahead and watch. Also, just a little disclaimer. The following video is, I'm going to explain 4 adults in a hotel room doing very sexual stuff. So if you're under the age of 18, I suggest that you cut this video off now. I'll give you 5 seconds. So with that all out of the way, I need y'all to buckle up and hold on real tight for story time number 3, the New Year's Eve hotel sleepover. Let's get on with this story. Where do you even start? Where do you fuck this? So I guess the first thing I should say, okay, where should I begin? Because there was a lot of build-up before we had the New Year's Eve hotel sleepover. Around this time, it still hasn't dawned on me that I lost my virginity to Kim Yona. Like, after that day that I had sex for the first time and I asked her out, I just kept going for it. Like, we worked at the same place. We worked at a taekwondo school. We had to go up there for work together on the afternoon. So in the morning time, her house wasn't too far away from me, where actually she lived at an apartment at the time. Her apartment wasn't too far away from mine, where I lived at the time. So I just, almost every morning, I would walk up to her place. I didn't know how to take a bus at the time. So I walked over to her place, and we would spend the morning together. We would just spend the rest of the morning just chilling and, fucking, basically. My current girlfriend will tell you, Amber, if she were here right now, because I've told her this story multiple times, and she'll tell you that, she turned me out, and in a way, she's right, because a lot of those times when I was with Kimyona, I learned a lot of nasty and pretty freaky stuff that I've adapted in my mind and I kept with to this day. So with that being said, I've pretty much gotten the hang of it. I've pretty much gotten the hang of it when it came to sex. But it wasn't just about that, Kimyona was, I was feeling her vibe, and I just liked her as a person. She was, the type of person that I wanted to be with. That's why I asked her out. It wasn't because of the sex. You can trust me. I'm being honest here. I'm 100% honest. Anyway, I pretty much got the hang of sex at this point for a short while. So, Kimyona came up with the idea of spending New Year's with a couple that she knew. And we're gonna celebrate New Year's at a hotel. At that time, I thought, okay, we're gonna have separate rooms. No, it's gonna be in the same room. All four of us in one room celebrating New Year's. In my head, I already knew what was about to go down. And what's also going through my head is like, how the fuck am I going to explain this to mom? Because around that time, I was still living with my mom. And, when you live with your parents, they have ground rules. My mom was one of those people who had ground rules. I've always been close with my mom. I tell her everything. Well, not everything. I tell her like 75% of stuff. But you get the point. So I'm like, how am I going to explain this to her? So I try to come up with the fact that, okay, maybe I can't tell her to this in person. Maybe I can just text it to her. Again, I was 19 at the time. I did not know any better. So I thought maybe if I just texted her that, hey, me and my girl want to spend New Year's at a hotel with another couple. They're gonna have separate rooms, so we're gonna have our room. I'm just letting you know. Is it okay? She replies back with, let's talk about this in person with your father. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm in trouble. Because whenever your parents want to sit you down and want to talk to you about something, you're not about to like what they're about to tell you. So I'm going to keep this real short. They sat me down, basically told me that they didn't think it was a good idea. They didn't say I couldn't do it. Because technically I'm 19 around this time, and I'm an adult, technically. So I can make my own decisions. But they were just sharing their opinion to me, saying that they did not think that this was a good idea. But me not listening to reason, which I also said in my my last story time that I did not listen to reason, me not listening to Braille, I went along with it. And I gave Kim Yona the green light. I told her, yeah, we can do it. We're celebrating New Year's in the hotel with Louis and Linda, who I told you about in the beginning before I told this story time, that, we're going down with it. Because before I went to a hotel on New Year's to celebrate New Year's, I would usually go to church to celebrate New Year's. I did not do that year. So, fast forward, Christmas happens. It was a pretty good Christmas. And then, this is it. This is the day. New Year's Eve. I'm telling Ma that I'm about to head out. I walked all the way to Kim Yona's place. I'm waiting for her to get ready. We both hop on the bus. We go to the train station first. So the plan was, let me tell you all the plan in just a moment. This is Fireball, by the way. So the plan was, Jesus, that's wrong. The plan was to meet Louis and Linda at the train station. Then we hop back on the bus and go to the hotel that we were staying in. The planned hotel that we were supposed to be staying in was Red Roof Inn. And then we were gonna have drinks, even though that I was underage. Kim Yona's the same age as me. She was underage. We were both underage around that time, and we were gonna have drinks there anyway. And we were gonna have the party popping, and then we were gonna celebrate New Year's at Red Roof Inn. That was the plan. Well, a lot of that didn't work like that. We go to the train station, me and Kim Yona. We wait for like a good 3:30 or an hour for both of them to show up. I see Louis, but not Linda. Louis tells us that her girl Linda is still at work, and she don't get off until, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't remember that far back around the time where she got off. But for story's sake, we're gonna say 10 or 11. All I do know is that we were out there in that cold for a good an hour or two. We were out there sitting in the cold waiting for Linda to show up. So we said, fuck it. We hop on the bus and we go to, instead of Red Wolf Inn, we go to Comfort Inn. We get the room. We're staying in there. It's just me, Kim Yona, and Louis. Nothing's popping off yet. Why should we? Because I'm the only one that has my girl and Louis doesn't. But a couple of minutes go by and Linda finally shows up. Now the party can start happening. So we ordered pizza and all of us start drinking. I had at least 1 or 2 cups. Because for me, to be honest, it doesn't really take that much for me to get tipsy. And it damn sure doesn't take that much for Kim Yona to get tipsy either. Because a couple of moments went by and I hear her laughing hysterically. Randomly. She just laughs randomly. When she laughs like that, I know she's already there. So I know that the party is about to happen because Kimyona and Linda go into the shower together, and I don't think I have to explain to you guys what they're doing in there. And I'm pretty sure Kimyona is the one that's doing all the work, because when it comes to that, she's the dominant one. And it's just me and Lewis chilling, eating pizza, waiting for the girls to come out. And Lewis thought it would be funny to turn off the lights when the girls come back out. I don't know why. I mean, I was drunk, he was drunk. He thought it would be funny. So they come out and they're all confused. Like they think that we left or some shit like that. Lewis turns on the lights and we just popped up and just scared the fuck out of them. I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. Then this is when the real fun starts to begin. Because this is another thing that Kimyona told me. Before we engaged into any sexual contact, Kimyona is gonna get Linda off, while me and Lewis are just watching. We pretty much got a front row seat of a live porn set going on here. That's what was going on in that room. So it's basically Linda and Kimyona, you know, getting each other off. And like I said, when it comes to girl on girl, Kimyona is the dominant one. A lot of spicy stuff getting on here. I probably should take another drink. They go at it for like a good 20 minutes. I could have sat there longer. But here's the bad part. In my head, because mind you, I'm still trying to, you know, I was already getting used to having sex with just me and Kimyona in one room. There was no way I was ever going to get used to having more people in one room while I'm getting the job done with Kimyona. I'm trying to keep this PG, but man, this is really hard. It's probably why I gave the disclaimer in the beginning. So, nothing's happening for little Trey here because I'm nervous. It's Lewis and Linda in the same room with me and Kimyona. What? How? How do you expect me to get off on this? This is, I didn't know what to do. Nothing was happening down here. Nothing. So it came to the point where me and Lewis, you know, approached our girls. Lewis is fine. Me, on the other hand, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then Kimyona gets upset because she's thinking that, you know, it's I'm not the one that's excited, you know. And she's right. I'm not excited like at all here because both of them are in the room with us. So the whole time, Lewis and Linda are just screwing the fuck out of each other, and me and Kimyona are just nada, man. For the first 30 minutes. After that, I was gone. I took the fuck off. I don't know what came over me, but I started going round after round after round after round. I really don't know what came over me. Maybe it was the alcohol, because I've noticed over the years when I start to drink, my sex drive starts to turn up a little bit. And maybe that's what happened that night. So again, I just went round after round after round. I'm having a phenomenal time. Until Lewis and Linda went in the shower together. And it's just me and Kimyona. She's on top of me at this point. Then while I'm drilling her in mid drill, she asked me if Lewis could come over here. Basically, she wanted a threesome, but man, and one girl. That is the worst threesome in any man's head. That is a man's worst nightmare. Do you hear me? Worst nightmare ever. What do you think I said? What do you think that I said to that? I reluctantly said yes, but hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. There was a reason why I said yes. Because I knew that was not going to happen. The reason why I knew that? Lewis and Linda were in there for a good hour and 30 minutes. I knew they were going to be there for a minute. So, mind you, Kimyona is, after I said yes, Kimyona is calling Lewis, but they can't hear her. So I just kept going even harder at this point. Mind you, she's on top of me. And fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about. Once a woman's on top of you, they can feel every inch of you in them. So I just kept going. And guess what? When they came back out, it was never even mentioned again. I'm gonna tell you something. Fellas, if you're really laying down the pipe, if you really got that magic stick, if you really laying it right, she will not think about anybody else's stick. And it worked.